Good morning. It's early in the morning and we wanted to make a few videos this morning. The first one is about the behavior of all those that came up against us all and tried to take our things. I told you that I don't like to use the other word that we know that they tried to do, actually tried to do, what our God thundered in the thunderings and what we know from them trying to do the really bad things to us. They tried to hurt us all and take our things. They tried to do more than just, they tried to hurt us to extinction, basically. And so, and take our identities and take our things. We also had another strange behavior. And God thundered in the thunderings that they never should have tried to do those things to us either. Um, they, there's some kind of I've heard and we've heard that they're called some kind of a club. There are people in the population that know our how they behave. But when we were confronted by them and they gave us threats when we were little kids, my husband and I were just like 8 years old. We weren't even 9 yet. And those that confronted us were all grown because we told you that they're older than us, although they pretend and they try to say that they're not, but they are. As I told you, when I was thrown in the water, I was 8 years old and I was going to be 9. And the women that tried to throw me in the water at that time were well into their 20s, past 25 actually. They were because when they were confronted by the police said they thought that they heard that they were older than 25. So, and I was like just 8 years old. And so, to make a long story short, their men, along with them, uh, threatened and they also said that uh, they thought that gay people should rule, and that they were going to teach people that basically that they were to be in control and 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 they were capable of doing things and running things better than anybody else, so to speak, I guess. My husband and I just stood there and looked because we're little kids and we're looking at them. We can't believe that they're saying all these things and we don't really understand exactly much of what they're saying as far as when they're talking about their habits. But we do know that they confronted us and they mentioned several names of people. We told you that there was one person that was involved in selling, who wrote it, trying to sell us to the Nazis for experiments. Okay, and so we're sure that they were talking about money to try to get money for the selling of us and handing us over to the Nazis for their experiments. You find it hard to believe, but Rudolf Hess died in 1987, and I was kidnapped in 1974, and we're trying to catch them in a sting because of other threats and everything. Let me explain to you. And so they spotted off who was with them and everything. We'll try to write a little bit more, but they spotted off to explain this video more. But they wanted to take over the world with their behavior, as you can see with some of the things that they passed laws. God didn't make Eve and Adam, and then Adam and Eve. God made Adam and Eve and the animals of like kind, male and female. And so not even a seahorse, because God would have said, but the seahorse, because the seahorse they say, but that's not true. God would have said otherwise in his Tanakh. And so animals, just like human beings, made male and female like of their kind. And so basically that's it. God didn't make anything but Adam and Eve. And so that's the way that it's supposed to be. There's something strange with the way that people behave. We know it has to be tantamount short to some kind of mental disorder. You have all the parts that tell you what you are, but then you say that you're something else. We're sure it's a learned behavior, and we're sure that that's tantamount to split personality, maybe, perhaps. And think about Norman Bates. Even though it was a movie, it was called Psycho, and these people are psychopaths, the ones that try to do these things to us. He dressed up as his mother, or he pretended to be a female, and then he got his victims in the shower. It doesn't seem right to me. I guess we saw some people the other day, and it just seems that they could do these things. Anyways, we were threatened by them, and we told you who handed me over to the Nazis when I was kidnapped, handed me over to Rudolf Hess and the rest of them so they could see me. Rudolf Hess and Bush and the other woman and Fake Mel and the other woman, that was with them. I just and they were trying to kill me in that cell where Rudolf Hess was held at Spandau prison. I was just 10 years old. and they were trying to find somebody to pass off as a fake, you know, trying to trying to say that it was me. Those two women that were trying to be me, along with the rest of them were trying to be me, and they were trying to kill me and kill my beloved husband and kill our family, our beloved family, and our beloved people. So we know there's something wrong with their behavior. They tried to do something, okay? They have a strange behavior, and those that were involved thought that everybody should be like them and their habits. They thought that the world should be that way, and they were trying to make the whole world so. Isn't that strange? For God only made Adam and Eve, and male and female, like in their and kind, including the animals. You see, when the ark was made, we'll go a little bit further. God didn't make a Noah, save Noah and all his wives, like we told you before, and Noah's son, and they had a bunch of wives. God saved Noah and his wife, and his sons and their wives. Each had one wife. And even the animals had one wife each. When God mentions and to Noah to collect 7 pairs of animals, male and female. I'm giving that as an example. A male and female bird, a male and female bird, etc., etc., etc. And those animals are married to each other. Birds mate for life. Okay, and so we think that because of our other animals do too. Actually, for eternity, we do, because we're supposed to live for eternity as God promised us. Everybody's supposed to live for eternity, and in the world to come, God promises us eternity. Every person has their own mate, and that's why it's important to make sure you have your own mate. And so the one that God made for you, because God made everybody their own mate. We told you that. Anyways, that's a little bit off the subject, but not so much. But I wanted to tell you that um, the God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Adam, or Eve and Eve, or and then given the choice of Adam and Eve. No, God made male and female, like his kind, to procreate and to be together and to be happy, the way that God intends for things to be. And so we know that the way that they are is wrong, including that behavior. It's lawless. It's unlawful. Because it's against the laws of the way that God intended for things to be, if not other things that people might say. And so it's enough for this video right now, and we'll go on to the next video. But I wanted you to know that their behavior was quite strange. And we know that children look at these pages and listen to these videos, and we want them to be able to always continue to do that. But we want people to know, too, that their behavior was strange, and they were trying to make the world like them. You see the laws they passed, okay? We're going to tell you, we have the right to be holy and good. And their behavior is not holy. That's contrary to what our God uh, intended for things to be. For even in the Thunderings, God said they should have never tried to say you were gay or make you into being that way. God was angry because they tried to say things about us, and we know that all that's wrong, and we don't believe in any of those things. For our God has a law. Our God has laws, and it's against those. It doesn't say that man shall live by bread alone. It says man shall not live by bread alone, but woman shall. It's unlawful for women to do things too, as well as man. That means mankind. Male and female are supposed to be together. Only male and female, husband and wife. That other stuff is all wrong. It's lawless. And we are a law-abiding people. And so I wanted to let you know that they had a problem with their behavior. They thought that everybody should be like them, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. We have the right to be holy and good, and those acts and their behavior is not holy. It's profane. They want to turn the whole world into that, and you know that God would not allow that, because God says it's an important thing, and is an important thing, and we have the right to be holy and good, and that's where we want to be. And so all that is on the outside of a regular kingdom. It will not stand inside of our kingdom. The kingdom that God created to last forever and never to be destroyed, never transferred to other people. We know that, and we're happy about that, because we know that that behavior is quite wrong. And we are not a people that that likes those things. We put those things far beyond us. There's a reason for that, because our God says so. It's not to be in our realm, or not to be part of the world to come. And so I wanted to tell you they wanted to make the whole world into that, and that's ugly and wrong. It's wrong to be that way. And we know that nobody in the future will be, because God has laws, and He means that. You have your mate for eternity, and it's holy, and acts like that are not holy. It's holiness between a man and a wife, a husband and a wife. And a husband and wife in the way you're supposed to be with only the husband that God made for you, and only the wife that God made for you. Male and female, not fake. That's all that's fake. And so we'll go to the next video and explain these things more.